Alright, we have to talk about Tesla. At the start of the month, we actually got a news article saying that Tesla started to cut prices on the cheaper models, namely the Model 3 and Model Y. Right now, we actually saw Morgan Stanley coming out to upgrade Tesla's market value, which is pretty interesting because right now, because of that upgrade, Tesla is up about close to 7% or so in the market open at the moment, literally right now at 9:30. So what Morgan Stanley actually sees for this sudden high upgrade for $400 per share in the next 12-month price target, what Morgan Stanley is bringing this price target to be overweight. The reason being is because of the Dojo supercomputer. For people who are unaware about a Super Dojo computer, you can check out my earnings report on Tesla. I talked about it a little bit, about how this can actually help to generate more revenue, how this can help Tesla basically go up to a new level. Okay, but basically what Morgan Stanley is trying to say is that the Dojo supercomputer may add as much as $500 billion to the company's market value through faster adoption of robo-taxis and network services, according to Morgan Stanley. So yeah, it's pretty cool that Morgan Stanley actually is starting to see the growth level for Tesla. But personally, I do think that for them to actually see Tesla to be at a $400 per share in the next 12 months seems to be a little bit overly bullish, personally. So I have to explain why. Because the thing is that if you want to actually cite the Dojo supercomputer as one of the reasons why they can actually be bullish in the next 1 year, I wouldn't plot it all the way to be $400. I would say about $320 is fair play, and if that were to be the case, it's actually nearer to a neutral rating rather than a overweight rating. Right now, Tesla is trading at about $261. Okay, it actually went down a little bit, about 1% in the market open. But of course, people most likely is selling the news on this upgrade on the ratings by Morgan Stanley. But yeah, honestly speaking, because Tesla has already went up quite significantly in the year. Tesla is up about I think 110% in the year to date. So they already had a pretty good lead up. I don't think that they can actually go all the way to $400 in the next 12 months. And earlier when they were actually citing that, a faster adaptation of robotaxi and network services, both of them, okay, first of all, robotaxis is not going to be a 12-month thing. If anything, you are at least seeing a 4 years up ahead before you actually see a huge bump up in terms of stock price, the share pricing. Next up, network services. I don't think that's going to be affecting Tesla as much. Maybe it's going to be affecting Starlink a little bit more. But for Tesla-wise, I don't think it's going to be affecting network services. Maybe if you want to talk about how powerful the chips are going to be, how this would actually improve the different software inside all the different Tesla services, such as the FSD, the autopilot and such, then yes, maybe. Even then, I wouldn't quote it to go all the way to $400 a share in the next 12 months. Personally, I think it's a little bit way too bullish. And what this actually sets out to be is for people to start shorting the shares. I can personally already see a lot of Tesla bears. I am not one of them at the moment, but I can see a lot of Tesla bears already seeing this as a good chance for them to short the market. Because them shorting the market right now kind of makes sense, because there isn't really a lot of tailwind for Tesla. At the same time, I'm not saying that there's a lot of headwind for Tesla, because Tesla is currently a pretty good company. Everything's going smoothly, inventory is going smoothly, marketing is starting to start up a little bit, ramp up production is doing quite well. As an automobile company, effectively they're doing quite well. So I don't think there's much about Tesla that we have to change, other than the fact that you just need to let Tesla run, you need to let Tesla get a lot of market share, and eventually they'll just grow out to be a very dominant EV company in the whole world. But right now, for Morgan Stanley to actually think that this would all basically happen in the next 2 years, I think it's a little bit hard for me to actually project such such a short duration. I don't think that's going to be the case. Right now, what they're trying to say is that the supercomputer designed to handle massive amount of data in training driving system may put Tesla at an asymmetrical advantage in a market potentially worth $10 trillion. Again, I think yes, it is true that Tesla right now is so ahead of the game. No one is even near Tesla at the moment in terms of FSD. You can argue that maybe BM, which is the European side of things, so they are trying their best to play catch up with what Tesla is already doing. But again, I don't think that they are close enough to what FSD is actually providing to the people who are able to do FSD, especially the people in California. So personally, I have not really driven an FSD car. I have driven an autopilot Tesla Model Y, and I thought that was already mind-blowing as it is. Just wait till we actually get FSD in Singapore. That's going to be even more insane. So I do think that, if that were to be the case, then we're still not that far ahead, I believe. We're far ahead in terms of innovation. We're far ahead in terms of creativity. But I don't think in terms of the market share wise, it's not that far behind. If anything, Tesla is not even the number one at the moment. You can actually take out like specific data set to say, yeah, Tesla is currently the top selling car in Asia for for the last 3 months or whatnot. That doesn't really matter to me, because ultimately we have to take, like, for example, for the last 5 years, what is the car brand, or what is the model of the car that's actually dominating the market? It's definitely not going to be a Tesla, not in the last 5 years, which means Tesla probably needs more time to prove what they are in the market, which is what I said before, to get more market share. And I do think that Tesla is really, really innovative. Like I said before, the FSD software is really, really good. Autopilot, really, really good. And I can see where Tesla would eventually start to slide away from their earnings model, from earning money from every single car to earning money from all the different software upgrades that they actually sell to the consumer. I can see that kind of pivot coming in the next 3 to 5 years. Of course, this would also require the FSD to be completely done in a lot of different countries for them to actually start to offer this upgrade in service. For the autopilot as it is, they are already giving it to every single model that they are selling at the moment. So I do think that, Tesla at the moment, they're really already doing pretty well. I don't see just having a Dojo supercomputer that was talked about heavily in the last earnings call, suddenly having this new projection of getting to $400 a share in the next 12 months. Again, I do want to emphasize that I am not a bear on Tesla. I'm a bear on the whole economy, but I'm not a bear on Tesla as it is. If anything, I would argue that I'm more bullish on Tesla than bearish, if that would make any sense. Okay, but anyway, I just thought that this was quite an interesting upgrade, especially by Morgan Stanley. You would assume that Morgan Stanley would want to keep their neutral stance on Tesla. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.